Hey, what's up, guys? I have just watched it. I just watched a video about Fernando Tatis apologizing for hitting a grand slam on a 3-0 count when they're up like 7 or whatever. And I just wanted to give a little speech, I guess. I know this happened earlier this year, but you know, I understand that that's an unwritten rule that, you don't swing on a 3-0 count when you're up 6 or 7 after 7th inning or whatever, or, you don't try to run up the score or whatever. You know what? That's a terrible rule. I mean, if you have a bat in your hand and you're going to the plate, your job is to get a hit. Whether it's a single, a double, a triple, an infield single, or a home run. Your job is to get on base or, score. It doesn't matter if it's a 10-run game or a 1-run game or a tie game. That should be your focus every time you go to the plate. You get paid to hit the ball. You get paid to go out there and score some runs. I understand that you don't want to hurt the other team's feelings. Well, excuse my language, but bullshit. I mean, if you don't want the guy to hit a homer, make a good pitch. Make a better pitch. I mean, at the time Fernando Tatis Jr. hit that grand slam, it was like 7-1, I think, in the 8th inning. Yeah, it was a 6-run game in the 8th inning, and it was 7-1. No, it was 10-4. 10-3. It was something like that. It was a 6+ run game, and Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a grand slam off a 3-0 pitch. Now, granted, the third base coach probably gave him the signs they take, but if you look at that video in that game when it did it was against Texas Rangers. I forgot what date, but you can search it up. It's all over the internet now, probably. Fernando Tatis Jr. never looked at third base. After he took the 3-0, he looked down, never looked at any base coach, never looked at any coach, stepped right back into the batter's box. I mean, he knew probably a strike was coming. Sure enough, it did, and he hit it out of the ballpark. Now, I understand that you don't want the team to run up the score, and running up the score is not, it's not the best thing to do, but, I mean, it's hard enough to get a home run in this league. And when you hit one, you should be congratulated. You should, say, hey, good job, good hit. Doesn't matter what the score is. Your job is to go out there and get a hit. Plain and simple. I mean, you should never tell your guy to say, okay, you're going to go up there, I want you to get an out. That's basically what that unwritten rule is saying. If you're up by this much, you shouldn't be swinging. You should just let the guy strike you out. So, the guy walked. Oh no! First guy, beat a shift on a single. It would have been an infield out, but they played the shift. He beat the shift. Well, normally that's usually a pretty good hit. Hey, good job! He beat the shift. Nope. Apparently, I'm surprised not bashing him too for sorry that I beat the shift on a game that's so far out of reach, and then walked the next two batters. I mean. If you didn't want the bases loaded, first off, you shouldn't walk anybody. You should make a better pitch. And two, I mean, if you don't want to be down by that much, how about you go score some runs yourself? I mean, the very next game when they came back almost to beat the Padres and only lost by 1, the manager of the Texas Rangers, after the game where Tatis Jr. hit that grand slam, says, well, you shouldn't be running up the score. I didn't like it. And then the very next game when they almost lost by 1, he said, well, this team has fight. We get good at-bats late in the game. We never give up and all that. Well, so you're saying that they shouldn't run up the score, should let us come back, and shouldn't add to the, I don't agree with it whatsoever. I mean, I understand there's a lot of unwritten rules, and some of them are there, and some of them are, good rules that you should follow, but I don't care what the score is. I don't care if it's 2,000-0. If you go out there with a bat in your hand, go get a hit. Go get a hit. And if it's a home run, great. If it's a single, great. I mean, if the pitcher gives you a pitch to hit, hit it. Plain and simple. I mean, the point of the game is to score as many runs as possible and score more than the other team. That's the point of the game, and that's what the Padres did that game. So, Fernando Tatis Jr., you shouldn't have apologized. I understand you want to be, humble and all that. I respect that, but next time don't apologize. Just say the pitcher gave me a pitch to hit and I hit it. I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr., he's one of the best hitters in this league right now. And did you see what he did against the Dodgers? Hit 5 home runs in that 3-game series. Or was it a 4-game? I don't know, but he hit 5 home runs in 3 days. Two homers. Like, he had 2 homers in the same game twice in a row, and then 1 in the other. I mean, this guy is a beast. I mean, I don't know. I'm basically just making up words at this point, but I do not agree with the unwritten rule of, you shouldn't swing when you're up big. I mean, I get you don't want to run up the score, but I mean, if the pitcher gives you a pitch to hit, then I would hit it. Plain and simple. I can't, we can't go back and change it. But, I mean, I obviously I'm a Tigers fan, and people are going to be like, well, what if you did that against the Tigers? You wouldn't you be upset? I'm like, well, first place, the only reason why I'd be upset is because our pitcher made a bad pitch. I would say, Fernando Tatis Jr., he hit a good pitch because, our pitcher gave him a pitch to hit and he hit it. Took advantage of it. I wouldn't be upset. I'll be only upset because our pitcher made a bad pitch. So, no. Like I said, I don't agree with the unwritten rule. I never will. It's basically the same for any sport. Like in football, same kind of thing. Your job is to go out there, score, as many points as you possibly can, as many touchdowns as you can, and try to get more than the other team. Whether it's by 1 or by 20 or 50. I mean, just also in basketball. Your job is to go out there and score more baskets than the other team. I mean, I'm probably sounding like I'm like I'm talking to idiots. I mean, duh. I mean, that's the point of the game, of each game. But, whenever some guy actually tries to do that, I mean, even though they're up big, they get criticized for it, for doing what the game is supposed to be. That's the point of the game. And also, I mean, these guys in baseball, let's go back to baseball because this is what this video is about. I mean, your job is to go out there and get a hit. And on the defensive side, your job is to make a defensive play. But if you're a hitter and you're being paid to go out there and hit, your job is to go hit. And when you go hit and you get criticized for it, then what the... it's just... I just don't agree with it. I'm pretty much running out of things to say, so I'm probably going to end this video soon. But on a side note, Tigers still suck. Scott Bentley has said this a lot, and I agree with him. We are 5 years into this rebuild, and the Tigers' offense is a joke. Their defense is a joke. Their starting pitching is alright. They're solid. Our bullpen kind of needs work, but 5 years into a rebuild. 5 years. Almost half a decade. Half a decade. And we can't score more than 2 runs a game. It's a joke. After 5 years of rebuilding, the 5th year, you're expected to be a playoff team. In my opinion, you're expected to be a playoff team. After 5 years of rebuilding, you're expected to be a wildcard team at the very least. I'm not saying go win the World Series, but I'm saying make it to the postseason. Now, obviously, the Tigers can still do that if they can get hot, but right now, from the looks of it, I'm just hoping that we score 2 runs today. I don't even care if we win. I just want us to score at least 2 runs today against the White Sox. I mean, how sad is that? As a fan, you just want them to score 2 runs. Not necessarily win it, but score 2 runs at the least. I mean, that is embarrassing, and that is a joke. But, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Tigers can get out of a slump and get hot. We saw the Oakland Athletics, and we look at them. They started out terrible, and they're red hot right now. Same with the Red Sox. They started out kind of poor, and now they're red hot. I mean, so it can happen. But, Our offense needs to wake the fuck up. Excuse my language, but that is it for this video. Sorry for a little rant on the. No, I'm not sorry. I just told Frank Nantassi this followers. I'm not sorry. I gave my opinion. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video.